Greetings, my friends. Please make certain that you are still subscribed to this channel because every day I'm hearing from other people that they have been unsubscribed without their knowledge by YouTube. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Happy New Year, Dominions and Doomentites. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and today I am celebrating the birth of 2020. There are many, many things in this world that I am grateful for as 2019 transitions to our brave new year. I'm thankful for all of you for making my channel so successful at 134,000 subscribers as the year turns over. I am thankful for all the friends I have made on YouTube and Twitter, and of course, for all of my legionnaires, villains, rogues, and vagabonds on patreon.com/doomcock and subscribestar.com/doomcock. All of these things are a source of joy for me. But today, the first thing that I am grateful for in 2020 is the hilarious extent to which Disney is now experiencing the Pottery Barn rule of fandom. You broke it, you bought it. It turns out that the Reylos are losing their minds. They have gone absolutely stark raving insane over the death of their beloved Kylo and by extension their beloved Reylo in Rise of Skywalker. I find it absolutely hilarious that Disney has gotten what they wanted with Star Wars. They have turned over their old fans, traded them in favor of their new fandom, exemplified by the Reylos. They now have two orders of fan. Disney has the normies, but the thing about the normies is they are never fans. That's why they are normies. They view these movies as disposable entertainment. They go and they watch it, and then they leave, and they forget about it. So normies are never a fan base. They are the, non-combatants of cinema. They are the kind of, collateral damage that goes into these, movies. They come, they go, they're of little consequence. And the other fans that they have now are the Reylos and the SJWs, both of which hate them now. So Disney has made Star Wars fans hate them, and now, oddly enough, they have also made their new fans hate them. The SJWs hate them because of the way that they treated Rose Tico and the way that they minimized John Boyega as Finn, and the way that they had Rey go ahead and fall in love with the man that kidnapped her and abused her, which is not really a very politically correct statement for 2019. Not at all. It's basically, if you remember in The Force Awakens, Kylo abducts her, tortures her, and abuses her. And then she falls in love with him. It's just... Oh my God. Nobody is at the helm. Nobody is steering the wheel of the ship of suck in the Star Wars universe for Disney. This is incredible. They have alienated fans, and they have alienated Reylos, and they have alienated SJWs. The Reylos, of course, are the subject of today's video because they are losing their fucking minds. I would like to cite the great Data Racer, who did a post earlier today at Data Racer 117 on Twitter, posted this. Reylo fans are outraged that Kylo Ren dies in Rise of Skywalker. They're sending death threats and harassment to J.J. Abrams, cast members, and Lucasfilm employees. The new fan base Lucasfilm has catered to is proving they're the true toxic fans in Star Wars. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, because we're so toxic, aren't we? We're all such trolls, we're all such sexists and racists, and yet, oddly enough, I've never, ever seen a threat of violence from Fandom Menace members. However, these tweets are so vile that I can hardly even read them. Here's a sampling, and I'm not going to show them on screen because, I mean, even that is beyond the pale. I would never, ever endorse or forward or promote any kind of personal threats against filmmakers. J.J. Abrams does not deserve this level of abuse. I mean, I hate what the man has done to film. I despise what he's done to Star Trek and Star Wars. I've called him the cinematic Antichrist. However, he should not be harassed. He should not be subject to this kind of abuse. It's insane, it's reprehensible, and I will not advocate it. But I'm just going to use K to symbolize when they would threaten him in these tweets. One idiot says, at JJ Abrams, I'm gonna K you just like you did with Ben. Another tweet, I can't fucking stand how I put my life on the line for The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Just for Abrams to do this to me, where does he live? I'm literally gonna K him. That's how sick these people are. There are tons and tons and tons and tons of these, and they are all absolutely insane. They are tweeting this garbage publicly. Can you imagine it? I've never seen anything quite like this. This is madness. This was the first time Ben Solo looked properly alive, and to take it away so quickly after a lifetime of manipulation and cruelty is psychopathic and ridiculous. Fuck you, J.J. Abrams. One happy Reylo typed F-U, J.J. Abrams. A woman named Daphne says, currently feeling very emotional and vulnerable due to the new Star Wars. Fuck you, J.J. Abrams, for making me feel like this. This is just... Another Reylo here says, I managed to sleep 5 hours today, the most since last Tuesday. Still crying. Here's an SJW with actually an excellent point, saying, just y'all think about the standards you're setting for girls, telling them not to stand up to their abusers, telling them that men treating them like trash and physically and emotionally harming them is acceptable. This was to J.J. Abrams and Disney. That's actually a valid point. I mean, basically, Kylo Ren murders his father and commits, massacres bordering on genocide across the galaxy, kidnaps Rey, abuses Rey, and they fall in love. That's sick. Another Reylo says, I barely ate today. It's 2:40 a.m. and I'm not even sleepy? What the fuck is wrong with me? Oh my God, you will be hearing from my lawyers at J.J. Abrams. Oh dear. Why so upset? It's just a movie about space wizards, isn't it? I think maybe this movie just isn't made for you, Reylos. This is absolutely astonishing to me. Absolutely astonishing. And there's a certain amount of schadenfreude associated with the fact that Disney has alienated the very new fans that it threw us old fans over for. Karma is a bitch, isn't it? The amazing Data Racer, and again, I say go ahead and follow at Data Racer 117 because Data Racer does a lot of great work on Twitter. He says in a follow-up, Reylo fans are going to therapy, not eating and skipping work because they're traumatized. Kylo Ren died. At the Rise of Skywalker premiere, one left hysterical, telling a Star Wars actress to, quote, get hit by a car, whore, because the actress wouldn't yell at JJ in person. All this over a fictional character. Let me read you some of these. These are gold, and thank you to @DataRacer117 for collating all of these. Today, my therapist told me it's valid to be triggered by portrayals of an abusive relationship in a film, and I'm allowed to not want to expose myself to it. If anyone needs validation for feeling triggered by The Rise of Skywalker, she's a licensed professional, and your feelings are valid. And another Reylos says, for all the people shitting on us for grieving, my actual therapist, who is qualified to give opinions on mental health, says that feeling that grief is normal. It's something we all looked forward to and now it's gone. It's a loss. So F whoever says it's not. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. One of them says, my boyfriend really called me to tell me to grow up because it's just a effing movie and I'm sobbing from hatred. Oh my God. Oh my God, I tell you. It's, this is stuff that you cannot make up. One Reylo says, I've been crying for hours, in my bed, at work, at home, probably gonna cry through all my therapy appointment, too. Oh dear, this is what it's like when snowflakes melt. I think Prince sang something about that once upon a time. One cites, I literally whimpered and cried in front of strangers during The Rise of Skywalker while my friend who came only with me because I was too afraid to be alone tried to get me to stop crying. Another Reylo says, I stormed out of the theater and sobbed in my car for 20 minutes because it just made me that angry. This is the fan base that Disney recruited. This right here is what they wanted. This is what they threw us over for, and they called us toxic, sexist, racist. Well, I wonder what they will say to these people, to the new fans that they've recruited. They made their bed. They have to lie in it. Welcome to 2020, bitches. This is a letter that was posted by someone named Inevitable Tip, and I just think that this perfectly encapsulates what needs to be said. So I'm going to go ahead and read it to you verbatim. This is amazing. I'm 29F and she's 32F. I assume that means 29-year-old female and 32-year-old female. My friend is a huge fan of a big budget movie you might all have heard of, especially a guy character. She spent years buying merchandise of him, writing fan fiction, posting fan art and memes, you name it. It's all she will talk about sometimes. She has a shrine to him at home and jokes that he's her ideal husband. She hasn't dated since she was 28 and her last boyfriend left her for someone else. She went to the premiere of the new movie this month and I went with her and the guy dies. She stormed out of the theater and I followed her. I thought she'd gotten an urgent text. Nope. She was having a breakdown outside, absolutely hysterical and in tears, bawling her eyes out and screaming because the guy dies. People looked at us funny. I did my best to comfort her, that's what friends are for, right? And commiserated even if I didn't like the character all that much. She was furious that the guy's co-star didn't step in and protest the director's script and cussed the co-star's name out right outside the theater. Later that evening, I saw her tweet the co-star many hateful insults and even wishes for her to, quote, get run over in the traffic, you whore. The next day, she called in sick. We're co-workers. And the next day after, I texted to ask if she was all right, and she said she wasn't. She was totally traumatized and couldn't see how she could go on. She was burning all the merchandise and toys as protest to this movie taking the turn it did. She said his death violated her so much and was the worst thing to ever have happened in her life. She loved the character, saw him as her dark prince, a fellow victim of difficult childhood. As far as I know, her childhood difficulty was only that her dad walked out on her mom, blah, blah. I tried to be understanding, but lost it at her comparison to much darker events. He's just a movie character. She's too old to act like this, and I didn't appreciate the comparison to my real trauma. She knows about it. Where I might have crossed the line is I told her that if she'd ever had her day of real sadness in her life, she might not be taking this so hard and acting so ridiculous because only sheltered crybabies would react like this to a fake death on a fake screen. It's not like the actor died. I called her a child and that she couldn't possibly function in real life. Well, Disney, congratulations. You broke the fandom, you bought the fandom. This is what you wanted. This is what you traded us in for. These people will not be buying your merchandise. These people will be not spreading your gospel. These people will not be watching this movie over and over and over again. You basically cast us aside for 6 or 7 years, and then you recruited these people, and now they've turned on you. Congratulations. This is how you murder a franchise. I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm glad that Disney is reaping what it has sown, but I am also dismayed on the behalf of John Boyega and Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver and J.J. Abrams, Kathleen Kennedy. None of these people deserve this kind of abuse in any fashion. I don't know what to tell you. You know, all these rumors about how Kelly Marie Tran was driven off of Instagram by toxic fans. I've never seen any tweets or Instagram posts or anything abusive like this. I've doubted that narrative from day one. She even didn't mention anything about fans driving her off of Instagram in her New York Times editorial. I don't think it ever happened, but this is undeniable. I wish it was different. I really do. But this is what happens, Disney, when you spit in the face of your true friends, of your true fans, of us. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, Happy New Year, and stay angry.
Ha 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 ha.